Townspeople in Oshkosh tonight speaking out against a plan by the school district to cut several dozen positions.
The proposal is part of the district's effort to balance their budget for the next school year, currently projecting a $6 million deficit. Tonight's workshop still in progress right now at North High School. Drew Best shares the community's frustrations in this First Alert update.
A large showing from the Oshkosh community at Wednesday night's school board meeting. Dozens of parents, students, teachers, and community members speaking out against the district's recommended budget reduction methods, including a high school choir group sharing their talents and concerns with the board.
Though it may seem like an easy fix to the situation at hand, in reality it would completely overwhelm our elected teachers, and programs like the Magicals and the musical would cease to exist.
Out of the estimated 70 full-time positions recommended for cuts, about 30 belong to teachers in elective courses such as music, tech ed, and even driver's ed, as well as literacy support teachers. Educators in those fields are standing their ground.
There is no other place I would rather work. This proposal, however, is the district's way of telling me that you do not want me or many of my colleagues to be here anymore. And you would be content with providing our community's children with an inferior education.
We are tired of being stretched thin while being told to do more with less, all while those making the decisions are seemingly untouched by consequences.
Some offering alternative options to help balance the district's budget.
Some short-term solutions would be to sell district land that we have no plans to use. Another short-term solution is to not increase our fund balance by adding another $1.5 million to it.
Superintendent Brian Davis says he would like to see the board make a decision at their next meeting in January, but some board members feel they need more time.
I don't think it is fair to say we need to make cuts to teaching staff just because we have had a proliferation of teachers who are people who are certified as teachers in this district.
No matter where the reductions come, the district knows they are on the clock, working to eliminate their projected deficit for next school year. Reporting in Oshkosh, Drew Best, Action 2 News.